So describe the situation here at this particular section on Adanac Street.
Okay, this is the intersection. This is where the police were. They were hiding around this corner. And this is the intersection on the bicycle, on the Adanac bike route, that the felony happened. This is the crossing that I crossed and was ticketed on. So when I crossed the street here, the police officer jumped out into the middle of the road and signaled me to pull over into the alleyway.
Because you hadn't come to a complete stop over here?
Because I didn't come to a complete stop prior to crossing with a red light for vehicles.
Crossing Nanaimo Street.
Crossing Nanaimo Street, and the little white pedestrian man telling us it's safe to cross, lit to say safe crossing. So I followed the cyclist across the road.
Which was giving you the walk signal?
Giving me the walk signal. All traffic had stopped. I proceeded to cross the road without coming to a full stop prior to crossing. So I was ticketed $167. Failing to stop.
And how does it feel for you?
Unbelievable. I was frustrated, I was angry, I was alarmed, I was surprised what they were doing. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, other than that they were out purposefully to penalize cyclists and ticket us.
I mean, there's obviously laws that get bent all over the place in any vehicle that you could name, any car, any truck.
I wouldn't even call this bending the law, because there was a red light for vehicles to stop. There was a clear indication that pedestrians, that we could cross the road, and we crossed the road, myself included.
But they were applying it strictly because you didn't stop dead.
What they're saying is that you have to come to a full stop prior to crossing, which we know vehicles don't do. And certainly cyclists don't, because it doesn't make sense for us to come to a complete stop prior to crossing a bike route with pedestrian lights. And cyclist activated lights.
And 3 police officers were here during the morning commute. Do you feel this is an adequate, here's another police officer here. Do you feel this was an adequate use of police time and resources?
Absolutely not. Complete waste of resources. If they're wanting to, his argument was that it's bike safety month, and so they're wanting to keep the streets safe, which was ridiculous, because if they wanted to inform the public about safety rules, they'd be also informing motorists about how to behave safely around cyclists on bike routes, and to inform cyclists. But they were out strictly to ticket us. $167 ticket.
And you're going to fight the ticket?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think they need to hear from the cyclists as to what I need to have voice, and he needs to hear from cyclists and what that means.
How many cyclists do you think were snagged during this particular time?
Oh, there must have, at least when I was there were myself and other cyclists. There were 3 of us, and then I had to go to work. So from what I had heard from other cyclists was that they were pulling over everything from someone who didn't put both feet down on the ground at a full stop, and then 1 foot down on the ground they were ticketed. If you didn't have a helmet, if you didn't have a light. I heard after the fact that and I have a light, I have everything. The only thing I failed to do was to stop, full stop, both feet on the ground prior to crossing the intersection. So they're obviously out there in full force, using tax dollars to penalize and discourage cycling.